talk to you about Bugsy Siegel, the founder of Las Vegas. The city of sin, the capital of world entertainment, of second chances, and of marriage. All of these are names attributed to the city of Las Vegas, one of the most important tourist spots in the United States and the city of the dream of one of the biggest gangsters of all time, Bugsy Siegel. If ever, after seeing The Godfather, you got curious and searched the famous Cosa Nostra on any web browser, then surely you came across the name of Mr. Bugsy Siegel. Siegel gave birth to the modern city of Las Vegas and its bold and iconic culture. Today I will be talking about Bugsy Siegel, the gangster, the birth of modern Vegas, and the Flamingo Hotel. Bugsy was born in 1906 into a poor family of Jewish immigrants. He was the second child of 5, and at age 11 he left school and was entangled into the world of crime. From an early age, he was a friend of the famous Al Capone, whom he hid in an aunt's house when Al Capone had an arrest warrant out for murder. He met Meyer Lansky, another Jew involved in the world of crime, by chance when a confrontation broke out during a street craps game when they were heading home from school. Bugsy pulled out a gun when the police were called, but Lansky grabbed the gun out of his hand and threw it away when he heard the whistle of officers in the distance. Bugsy was furious with Lansky over losing the gun, but still managed to become friends. The two of them then formed a group called the Bugs and Meyer Mob that was dedicated to stealing cars, selling the parts, and trafficking alcohol. According to History.com, the nickname Bugsy was given to him after someone said he was crazy as a bug. He was famous for the violent way in which he killed. One of the members of his gangs described Siegel as a daredevil. He said, "I never doubted when danger lurked. While we were all trying to decide what steps to take, Bugsy was already firing." Now that we talked about Bugsy, I will introduce you to how he started what our city is today. At the end of the 20s, Lucky Luciano, partner of Frank Costello, pulled the band of Siegel and Lansky to be part of their group. After several conflicts and being under the radar of other groups seeking revenge, Bugsy Siegel decided to move to California with the intent of growing the interest of the mafia on the West Coast. In the 1930s, Lansky set his sights on the development of Las Vegas. Bugsy Siegel preferred Los Angeles, so he commissioned his development to a lieutenant. But Lansky forced his friend to return to the desert and take charge of his responsibilities. This is how he moved to Nevada. William R. Wilkerson, founder of The Hollywood Reporter, had been planning to create a hotel in the middle of the desert. Due to World War II, material labor force was scarce though, and Bugsy used his influences in the black market to get materials and workers in order to start the production of Las Vegas. Now that we talked about how Bugsy started the city, I will talk about how he founded the Flamingo Hotel. Little by little, Siegel started making decisions without telling Wilkerson, made great changes to the original plans. He called the hotel Flamingo, many say in honor of the nickname of Virginia Hill, whom at the time had become his girlfriend, although others say that the name was always Wilkerson's idea. To avoid putting his family at risk, Wilkerson allowed Bugsy to take control of the hotel in exchange for him remaining in control of the rest. The idea is for the Flamingo to become an oasis in the desert, to house the best food and drinks, the biggest celebrities in the world, and the most exciting betting games. The plan was for travelers to go to Las Vegas to empty every penny. In 1946, he was in total control of the Flamingo project. The project costs rose a lot due to Bugsy wanting to have the best of the best, but to a greater extent it was because of his mismanagement. He ordered his materials off the black market, then he stole them back, and then asked for more money to buy them back. Siegel did not have a single idea of how to direct a project of this type. So there are many incidents that were not only financial, but there were structural issues and many construction issues. And the commission was so fed up, they began cutting off financing until they gave him an ultimatum. Frightened by these measures, he began selling shares without value in the market, doubled the labor force, and paid with cash bonuses. In December of 1946, Bugsy sent invitations for the inauguration of the hotel. Siegel changed the date of the invitation several times. This confusion, together with unfavorable weather conditions, caused the opening to be a complete disaster. After 2 weeks of opening, they had to close it. Bugsy restructured and spent on advertising to open in March 1947. This time, it was a success. Bugsy's plans were to convince the commission to let him operate the hotel as if it were his and to pay them as soon as he had the money. However, by the time and after Siegel's continuing attempt, they had decided to eliminate him. His friend Mayor Lansky had no way of defending him and gave the order. On June 20th, 1947, he was murdered while reading the newspaper sitting in an armchair at his mistress' house, Virginia Hill. He received multiple shots, 2 of them in the head. Only his brother and a rabbi attended his funeral. The Hotel Flamingo passed into the hands and tried to eliminate all traces. But a small rose garden with a plaque in his name is still honored today. Today I have talked about Bugsy Siegel, the gangster, the birth of modern Vegas, and the Flamingo Hotel. Siegel is undoubtedly one of the most relevant personalities in the history of the city. Perhaps Bugsy only contributed to the hotel, but his obsession that Las Vegas should be an oasis in the middle of the desert to spend money remained the essence of the city and was so important that today we continue to live that once was a gangster's dream. Thank you.